Okay, so now this is the third and last part of this video series here on the primary productivity activity, primary productivity lab. And so, okay, we have this pond ecosystem where we have, algae, which are going to be the primary producers, and then we have some things that eat algae and some things that eat those things, right? So you have to kind of figure out how to look at this table here and fill out this this basically what it is it's a energy pyramid, right? Where you have the producers, algae, at the bottom, and at the top are your apex predators for this scenario here. And so, algae are at the bottom because they're the producers. And because how do you know that? Because they don't eat anything. Their food source diet isn't any of those things, right? Because they make their own food through photosynthesis. And then, what goes next? Well, I'm going to actually say I'll fill out the apex predator because that one's kind of easy to figure out. Notice that nothing eats the hellgrammites. That's not a food source for anything. So I'll just go ahead and let's do this here. So the hellgrammites are the apex predator, and so then you're like, okay, what is going to be just above the algae? And that would be midges, of course, but because midges, I guess look at this one. Midges eat algae, and that's it. That's already done for you. But caddisflies also eat algae. They also eat midges, but because they also eat algae, then they're going to be pretty close to that. And so caddisflies, we're going to go there. And of course, that leaves stoneflies to kind of be in the middle there. So that's the that's one point. If you had those. Oh, I should mention, of course, you're watching this, you're just checking your answers. You've already done this on your own. Hopefully, you're not just watching it and just seeing how it's done without having to think about it first, because you're not going to learn as much that way. So then you need to have and draw the arrows necessary. So if you haven't yet, pause and do that. But we have to finish this food web. Okay, we have to show those arrows. So in order to do that, midges is done for you. The arrow is going to and from the midges, right? So, but okay, stoneflies eat midges. That arrow is done for you, okay? But stoneflies also eat caddisflies. Stoneflies eat caddisflies. Hellgrammites eat stoneflies. Hellgrammites eat midges. Hellgrammites eat caddisflies. So we have to have 3 arrows, and the midges are already there, going to the hellgrammites. Caddisflies eat algae and midges. Caddisflies eat algae and midges. So there's the 4 arrows that you needed to add to complete that. So 2 points if you had the right organisms in the right locations on the increasing trophic level. I know that the pyramid wasn't shown, but that's really what it is. It's a food web within a trophic pyramid. And again, each of these arrows represents a loss of energy along the way, loss of heat. Think about it for me. Think of all the food that I've consumed in my lifetime, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Wow, that's crazy to think about that. But, of all the food that I've eaten and all the energy that I've brought into my body through chemical energy, how much am I still retaining right now? Not very much compared to all the food that I've eaten, right? To grow and develop, and also to go through my life and to do things and to be active. That's what that arrow represents. That each step along the way, you're losing energy as heat to the environment and then eventually space. In an effort to control the number of midges, an area within the ecosystem was sprayed with an insecticide. Okay, so we're gonna destroy the midge population here. We're gonna knock that out, drastically reduce it. Long term, that's going to have effects on everything in this food web. But what's the short term, most immediate effect? Well, what eats midges? Everything. What really relies on midges, though? Stoneflies. 90% of their diet is midges. So if you took away 90% of someone's diet, they're not going to do very well, and they might perish, right? And so the answer, 2-point answer to this question, identify stoneflies as the most immediate population short-term impact, and the reasoning is because 90% of their diet is midges.